Hey guys, wanted to show you how to do the swapping command so you can start doing your own phonemes. You can also use this technique for all kinds of other crazy things. But I just made a quick drawing out here. It hasn't been converted to a symbol, nothing fancy, just a guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mouth part of the drawing and I'm going to convert that mouth to a symbol. Modify, convert to symbol. Call it mouth. We want it to be a graphic, and it shows up over here in my library as mouth. Okay. Now I can double click on mouth in here, either on the stage so I can see the rest of my face as a reference, or I can double click on it here, in which case I'll just see it by itself. And you can always double check where you are, get in the habit of looking, oh, I'm in the mouth symbol. But I'm going to go back to my scene. I'm going to do it so I can see the rest of his face. So double click on the mouth symbol, and sure enough, I've gone into mouth symbol space here. So I'm going to convert these, just a few keyframes, just to demonstrate this. Convert to blank keyframes. And so now I'm just going to draw in my phoneme shapes. And you can add expressions, if you want. Sad. You can have as many of these things as you want. And so right now, the mouth is just this little fast-playing hodgepodge of faces, of mouths. So if I go back to scene 1, and I extend this out over, let's say, 30 frames, insert frame, and test it, we'll just have this guy freaking out because that's just doing a 4-frame loop, and so it's just cycling really quickly there. So that's not what I want. So what I'm going to do, you always get in the habit of separating your symbols onto their own layers. So let's get organized a little bit. We'll call this head, and then we'll call this mouth. And I'll just select that, cut it, Command X, and paste it in place on the mouth layer, Command Shift V. And you might want to drag that on top. It doesn't matter because it doesn't have any color right now. So now I've got mouth overhead, and I'll just test it. Should have the same thing. Nothing really changed. Okay. So in order to get that mouth to act a little bit more coherently and to really time out some phonemes, I'm going to change the properties of the mouth. And remember, you always have to select it on the stage first. So even if it's selected up here in the timeline, that'll screw you up. You've got to go to the stage. And I'm going to go up here to Properties. And up here, let me close this align box. I don't need that. I've got a looping property. Open that up, choose under Options, Single Frame, and now you can choose a different starting frame if you want. So I'll start him off being sad or mad. Okay, so I chose frame 5. All right. Now if I test this and play it, there's just one keyframe. It says single frame. It's only going to hold that, and it holds it for the whole animation. And because it's not moving, it's not really an animation, is it? So I'll go here to, let's say, frame 15, and I'll insert a keyframe. And that just makes a copy of the mouth keyframe, which is still holding the same thing, and it'll automatically have its properties set to single now, the loop properties. And sure enough, it's selected here. It's selected here, but it doesn't show up over here. That's because I have to touch it again on the stage, and now the looping properties show up. So it's still set to single frame because it just takes whatever it was set to before. And so I'll change it to frame 2. I'll have him hold that for 6 frames here or so. Insert a keyframe. Got to select it again. Single frame is already selected, and let's try frame 4. Oof. Alright. And then I'll add a keyframe here, let's say. I could add it in 735. Insert keyframe. Hold down Command and draw my head out with it. And I'll go ahead and set this back to, kind of select it again on the stage. Single frame 1, let's say. And then I'll extend these both out. Insert frame. Test the movie. And we're good to go. If I want to shorten, to fine-tune the timing, you can command and drag a frame around, a keyframe around, to shorten that up and lengthen that one. It's very handy. Not too much. Oops. That's obnoxious. I guess I have to command drag that. There we go. Command drag on that part of it, not that part of it. Then if you want to insert, anytime you I want to throw something else in here, insert keyframe, and just reselect the mouth on the stage, looping, single frame, and let's put in number 2. So you can look kind of weird. There we go. And test the movie. And there you go. So that's an intro to the mouth single frame looping option in Flash. Enjoy.